Okay, nobody told me how hard filming this damn video would be. I'm about to get mad too because I filmed it so many times. And I'm getting really overwhelmed, but I'm going to try to make this good. And I'm going to try to make it fast and try not to bore y'all. But I've had many questions about my horse training. I'm about to cry because I'm actually getting so stressed out. So if I sound weird, I'm sorry. um, Gosh, and also this topic kind of like I cried the first time I tried to film this. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. Um, so this is supposed to be kind of like about how my horse training started, and I'm gonna answer a few questions that somebody asked me. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that this whole opportunity, oh my gosh, I'm gonna like cry. This whole horse training opportunity that I have I'm beyond thankful for. And I couldn't have done it without Pate. And oh my gosh. Okay. I always ask so much of that horse, and he always gives me 110%. And I don't know what I would do without him. Because when I found out Trip wasn't going to be able to barrel race anymore, I was going to quit. And then we heard that they were going to give Paint back to us for free. And if you don't know the story of all that, I do have a video on it. I can give a brief explanation. We fostered, somebody adopted him. And there was another horse that was with him when we fostered him, but she died about a year ago, like right before we got him. They didn't want him to be alone, so they were going to give him to us for free. I was going to quit. I was just going to sell everything and just keep a saddle and bridle and Trip. And I was just going to ride him for fun, and I was going to quit. I wasn't going to do anything with horses. And I feel like this was all meant to happen. And because Paint, that opportunity to get him came around right when I found out Trip wasn't going to be able to rise anymore. And I'm just so happy and thankful for it. So I'm going to add pictures to this to make it more exciting. But so I trained Paint. He's my first horse to ever train, really. I trained Trip on barrels, but that was really the only thing. But Paint was a horse I ever fully trained from the ground up. And well, my brother, who has his coworker, he cuts hay during the summer when he's not welding, like traveling for welding. Well, he, I guess, said something about me training a horse or training Paint and stuff. And his coworker's like, well, I have a colt. Would you like to train him? That is where Bo comes into the story. And I'm so thankful for that horse. Gosh, he was such an amazing horse, such a great horse to work with. The owner was stoked about it, and he sold him, and the new owners are still just so happy about it. I messaged him the other day. She sent a video, and he's doing great. But so the owner of Bo ended up telling his friend about me. So Bo's owner reached out to me again and said, hey, I have a friend who's interested in having you train a horse for me. This is where Fred comes in. Y'all, I miss Fred. I saw some pictures in a video I have of him the other day, and I miss him. I love that horse. He was so sweet, and I know he was scared of a lot of stuff, but deep down, he was really sweet, and he had a great personality. Oh my gosh, I need to quit breathing into the mic like that. But that horse, oh my gosh, I loved him. Owners were great, happy with him, and I think he still has him, from what I know. I need to message him because he's supposed to have another horse for me. But so the owner of Fred tells his friend. All three of these guys know each other, kind of work together in a sense. But so this is where it gets really interesting to me. So the owner of Fred tells his friend, and this friend, which is really amazing to me, if I get this, I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this story, but so this is where Cloud comes in, actually. I'll go ahead and give you that. So Cloud's owner is actually the person who started like OTRA, which turned into ATRA, from what I understand. And ATRA is the current barrel racing series that I do, aside from other jackpots and like other stuff that I go to. And it's the main one that I do. And I go to that arena all the time, and I was just beyond amazed. And when we got to his house, it was obvious he had a shit ton of horses. I'm just gonna say that. He had a bunch. And I was like, so how many horses do you have? Oh, 52. Huh? And then he said, yeah, back when I was younger and able to get around better, I would normally keep about 100. Huh? What? 100 horses. Insane. He's got a lot of land, and all of them were pretty well taken care of from what I could tell. Now, they all have their Coggins. Were they all up to date on vets stuff? I don't know. Other than that, they all looked pretty good and well taken care of. And he said that he would probably have a bunch for me to do rather than just Cloud. So that's amazing. So Cloud was really challenging, and he took me out of commission for a whole week. Thanks, buddy. Anyway, I messaged him the other day, and I was asking what Cloud was doing, and I was like, well, that's good. And then he comes back a little later and says, I'll have more horses for you to do when it warms up a bit. Which, I mean, that's good, because I currently have another client horse that I'm working with, which I'm about to tell you all about her in a minute, which I have not really fully introduced her either. So anyway, so he's got more horses for me to do. I'm so happy. There is a Cremello that he has that he said he was gonna halter train her and hopefully have me do her eventually. Y'all, I'm so excited for this horse. I love Cremellos. Like, I know they're hard keepers, but I love them, okay? Anyway, moving on. So now the current horse I have is Lottie. Lottie is, she is so sweet. She's a little like jumpy, spooky about things, but she's a great horse. She's sweet. She's gated. She's the first mare for me to train. She's first gated horse for me to train. So there's a lot of firsts with her. And she did throw me off once. That was unfortunate. But I stayed on longer than I thought, and I just gotta love that. So I think I know what to do next time if she does it again, but she I don't think she will. I might be jinxing myself, knock on wood. Yeah, there we go. So here's a picture of her, actually. She's beautiful. She's about the size of paint, too. But yeah, so that's like, this is kind of like, so that's kind of the story of how this started and all the horses I've done so far and how they have helped me. But okay, so her owner, my dad had actually talked to him at the ATRA arena that I do my races at. I was there open arena on Monday night, and he had talked to this guy. He had just been talking, just, normal grown-up chat. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay, and they've been talking, and he was like, well, I have a gated mare if she would like to do her. All right, let's go. I've not really worked with mares. I've only ridden like 1 or 2, 3 maybe, but I think she was great. I loved her. Or I do love her. She's still here. And she just, I just love her. She's so cute. She's so sweet. She's got the most adorable baby face. Yeah, I love her. I love her. I'm going to get to like kind of answering a few questions that some of y'all have asked. So I'm trying to readjust. This is going to be a very awkward position, but we're going to go with it. Okay. So I had a question from somebody, and she was like, well, how do you like, okay, I'm going to reword it. How do you go about like getting a client horse? How do you go about like starting all this? Well, first of all, you need to know what the hell you're doing. First of all, I'm not meaning that in a rude way. I'm meaning it in a serious way, because and you gotta start small. I wouldn't take a client horse from a complete stranger. I would try to find somebody in the family or friends that potentially has one for you to do. Start small. Start with a horse that probably be easier to break, And that paint was not the easiest, but I worked with what I was got, and I'm very thankful for that. Um, yeah, and this girl asked me a few more questions. She said something like, "How do you?" Oh gosh, I can't remember now. Okay, well, I'm just gonna kind of try to explain a few things. Okay. So, okay, yeah. So you need to know what you're doing, basically. I know I just literally said that, but you need to know what you're doing, like dead ass know what you're doing, because if you just kind of get a client horse and you start doing it for somebody and you don't know what you're doing, and that horse ends up not ideal, might not be the best for you, and the owner might not be very happy. Um, that's why I always try to train my horse with basic cues, the basic known ones that like everybody uses. Like if you were to get on a horse and start riding him, just the normal squeezing with your legs, letting them go, and the little, and then the smooching for loping. I'm not gonna do that because I'll probably be loud in this mic, and I don't want to like burst y'all's eardrums. Um, and like just basic turning, all that, giving to the bit. Um, yeah. And I'm gonna say with the prices, start low, especially if your experience level is low. Since I'd only trained one horse before, I charged $600. Now for me as a teenager, that's a lot of money. Yeah. Okay. I'm about to get a master saddle too. I'm over the moon about that, y'all. Okay. Okay. So yeah, 600. I might raise my prices soon since my experience is getting a little up there more. I wouldn't say that I'm like top tier because I'm definitely not. I mean, I'm just a 15-year-old girl who lives in Arkansas. I mean, come on. We might not have the most money. We can't afford to even have another horse. So, yeah. I mean, we already technically have four, counting the ones that are my grandma's. But it, like I just said, I'm just a 15-year-old girl who is trying to make money and get a start in life. And I will say that I I don't know what I want to do when I'm older. I might become a veterinarian. I might just go full into horses and hopefully marry a rich guy or a guy who makes a lot of money. um, I might try to get a little up there higher in barrel racing eventually. Not any damn time soon. 'Cause I'm sorry. Paint is a good horse and he's gonna make pretty good barrel horse, but I'm not trying to like diss on him or something like it anyway, but I don't think he would really. I'm not trying to like count my chicks before they hatch. Is that the right saying? I don't know. But I don't know if he would really get me that far. Now Trip, I want to take him to state next summer. Uh, if my vet okays it. So, yeah. I don't know where that came in. That is not useful information for y'all. I'm sorry. I get so sidetracked, okay? So, yeah. I would say lower prices for the less experience. 600 I would say is a pretty good starting point. And just work your way up from there. And I mean, I don't even know if I'm really going to go up to like thousands. I think I might just go to 750 or just 700 or 800 and go with it. So yeah, I really don't know what else to say in this video. So I'm going to say right now, if you got any questions whatsoever, and even if you think it's the dumbest question and you're going to look stupid saying it, put the comment down and tell me, and I will be beyond happy to help you because I want to help my fellow equestrians in any way I can. So yeah, and even if it's not related to like training horses or like this thing that I got going on and wanting to like do maybe something the same as this that I'm doing one day, even if it's about barrel racing or just riding horses in general, ask me. I would love to help. Okay. And y'all, if you aren't subscribed, help a girl out. Come on. Come on. So, y'all, I hope y'all have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. And I will see you in the next vlog. It's going to be going to a tack store. I'm beyond excited. So, yeah. Y'all have a great day. And, yeah. And, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Please subscribe. Help a girl out, man. Okay. I will see y'all in the next video.